What's up, everybody? This is Dr. Nick with Leverage Media, and today I want to talk to you about 5 different types of Instagram posts that chiropractors can use to help them build their brand. So Instagram is, a very impactful type of platform, especially when it comes to brand building and also allowing people to come onto your feed or onto your page and see what your brand is all about. So it's nice when a feed has got a lot of different types of posts in there, so it's not a lot of the same thing over and over and over again. That variety can make the feed seem more active and just more engaging. So it's really important to have an active Instagram feed, because it could be something that people are using to decide between offices. So like if somebody is in the decision-making process and they've narrowed it down to say 3 different offices, and Instagram is an important platform to them, they may use Instagram in a way that they don't use Facebook, where they go and really try to get a sense of the brand. I almost think of Instagram almost like a second website, to where you want that that branding to really represent what it is that you want to be known for. So we're going to talk about the 5 different types of feeds today that'll help you build that awareness and build that brand. So the first type of post is a behind the scenes post, or behind the scenes photos. So with Instagram, it's really a more of a photo heavy platform than, say, Facebook is. Facebook and obviously TikTok are both very video heavy. Instagram, was built originally as a photo sharing platform. It has evolved more into more of a video sharing platform over time. Obviously, Instagram Reels are really important right now, but photos are still a lot more impactful on Instagram than they might be on other platforms. So the first one is going to be behind the scenes photos. So really giving the searcher or the person who's on your feed the ability to kind of see what you guys are all about in the office, outside of just, talking to people about why they should get adjusted, or showing adjustments, or educating people on things. Really giving a sense of, your personality, the other doctors in the office, the staff, and anytime you guys are having fun, sharing that. Those are great ways for people to start to connect with the brand without ever having to step foot in the office. The second type of posts are going to be educational posts. So in chiropractic, I think that these work really well as video posts. So educational posts would be anything that you want to share in terms of your expertise. I talk a lot about this in our content marketing videos, where we talk a lot about videos that you create for patients or for potential patients. And this is where you're just sharing your expertise. So all those little pieces of knowledge that you share with your patients, you want to break that down into bite-sized pieces of information that you can share out on social media. And these make for great Instagram posts, with IGTV becoming a part of the news feed and not being kind of like a separate feed unto itself. It's allowed you to create longer content. So these can be some of your longer videos. The videos that you create for Facebook or for YouTube could be shared on your Instagram feed. You probably have to do those through IGTV just because they'll be longer. But these make for great ways for people that have specific conditions to get an idea of how you can help. The third type are going to be motivational posts. So these are, there's a lot of services out there that exist for chiropractors that make it very easy for them to post things that look pretty, that have, a nice picture with a good saying over the top of it. A lot of them are either you can, download them for free for, maybe 100 of those posts. They've got other services that have thousands of those that you can choose from. But these are great to kind of mix into what you're creating yourself, because a lot of times it's stock imagery or professional pictures. They've spent a lot of time and effort into making them look nice. So it's a nice, easy way, especially if it's created by a chiropractor. They're going to understand the philosophy side of things, and what most chiropractors are going to want to be saying to their patients, and maybe not wanting to say. So it's important for you to have something easy like that, to where you don't have to be reinventing the wheel all the time. The fourth type of post is going to be user-generated content or employee reposts. So this is going to be content that's created by someone else. So user-generated content would be things that, that your patients might be creating while they're in the office. Anything that can be created by a patient on their own feed is going to be, this is, kind of micro-influencer marketing. This would be a good example of this, where a patient comes in and kind of documents what they're doing or shares what kind of treatment they're getting. That is going to be super helpful for you to be able to reshare on your feed. So make sure that you have a hashtag that your office likes to use so that anybody can use that hashtag that's in the office, and also make sure that they tag you in those posts so that it'll show up in your feed. So make sure that that if there's somebody, especially if you see, one thing that you could be doing, especially if you're active on Instagram, is when a new patient comes in, see if you can find them on Instagram, or maybe even ask for their Instagram handle in the new patient paperwork to see how active people are, to see how many types of followers, how many followers they have. Are they local followers? Is it a national account? Most people, that are listening to this probably don't live in LA or New York. So a lot of the people that are going to be quote unquote influencers are going to be maybe more local influencers or micro influencers in a certain niche. So you really want to see if you have anybody in your practice that's that way. If you can find somebody who is, a wealthy mom who is kind of the queen bee of the other wealthy moms in town, that's going to be a super impactful micro-influencer that can make a big difference in your practice. So any patients that can be creating content while they're in the office, that's great. Employee reposts, these could be things that maybe they're outliving their healthy lifestyle and they're sharing that on Instagram. As long as you have their permission, you could maybe utilize that in your feed as well to help create content. Again, this is almost not so much the behind the scenes stuff that I talked about earlier. That's more of like the things that are happening inside of the office. But the employee repost would really allow people to get an idea, especially around the doctors, get an idea of like how they live their life, their families, their healthy habits, all those things. So, so utilizing other people's content is going to be a really helpful way, especially because you don't have to be creating it all. And then the fifth one is going to be called newsjacking. So I think I've talked about this in some previous videos, but newsjacking is a great way to just kind of ride the coattail of things that are already happening that people are aware of, especially if it's something local. So I live here in Chicago. When the Major League Baseball season starts, opening day is a big deal. So like the Cubs have a whole neighborhood around Wrigley Field called Wrigleyville, where there's lots of bars. So just like if you ran a bar that was down in Wrigleyville, making posts that matched up with the opening day that people were already excited about, they were already coming down there for. So if you have anything like that locally that's happening, maybe you have a big race that happens every summer, if you got an Oktoberfest, anything that people are already aware of, if you can kind of link in your brand, especially if you're involved with any of those activities, anytime you can link that brand in with a bigger thing that people are excited about, that they have fun at, that they can associate your brand with, the more beneficial it's going to be for you. So hopefully this was helpful. Making sure that you're switching up the types of posts that you're making allows it to be more attractive to the eye, especially when you've got a lot of nice photos that you're using. But B, it makes people understand that you are active, that you are sharing content, that you're part of the community, and it could be a deciding factor between, not only could it reach new people to hopefully attract them in, but when people are in the decision-making process, it could be the deciding factor between, say, you and somebody down the street that you're competitive with. So make sure that you're investing into a broad range of content for your Instagram page, and we'll see you on the next one.